Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford, Paddock. Manchester United have dropped more points against relegation fodder. Today, it was West Bromwich Albion, 1-1. We did come from behind. That's the only positive that I can grab from that. Steve, what the fuck did we just see? Bars.
Well, you make it hard for yourself when you concede after 80 seconds. After you've done that, against a team that probably... They probably had a list of objectives, didn't they? An early goal would have been like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for them. Get an early goal and we'll make it really hard and really tight. And they was obviously going to target certain areas and certain players which we can identify as a weakness. Big Sam's definitely identifying that as something he can go up against, namely like Lindelof and De Gea. And as soon as they've done that, well, second objective is don't leave our half. And make it difficult. And when people go, oh, anyone can break that down. Well, you can't, because that's why it works. Low blocks work. There's a reason people play them. And there's a reason that you see fucking Celtic managing to beat Barcelona with them when they was at their peak. Because they fucking work. Now, United probably massively missing Paul Pogba in these sorts of games. I see people moaning that we played, and actually Gary Neville mentioned it, which is probably going to intensify it, saying that, oh, why do you need two holding midfielders? Well, you can't tell me that Fred or McTominay played like holding midfielders, and knowing what you're going to receive against West Brom, namely the aerial threat, McTominay's a pretty sensible choice.
McTominay's box to box, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, McTominay would perfectly fit into a 4-4-2 and do all right, I think. Yeah. But Fred, I don't think people have an issue with him being a holding midfielder or not, whatnot. But his continuous selection when he can't pass wind is a head scratcher to me. Now, Donny van der Beek's sitting on the bench and he can link play very well. His intelligence off the ball, his positioning and everything. Now, we've just kind of said off camera that I thought Donny should be playing. You've said he's not fit. How do you expect him to get fit, though, if he doesn't play? And we see Fred continuously played throughout poor performances as well.
You did, that's right. But if he's fit enough, he plays. Now, I accept, and I'm not defending Ollie in this, I'm just sort of almost playing devil's advocate on this. When you've got a player who's not fit, you need matches. I'd play him in the 23s. People see that as some sort of demotion. I see that as a football team with our badge on. Use it to get minutes.
Probably play better football than first team.
But you can't look at his performances, all of his performances when he started, and see that the guy literally dies, like Van Dijk RIP, after about 60 minutes.
But whether he does or not, he still retains possession a lot better.
And
if he's on the pitch for that second half, I'm sorry, but Cavani has more than the zero chances he had.
Maybe, right? But it's always going to be difficult for Cavani against a team that plays a low block with giants. His main threats are just completely eliminated.
We didn't help ourselves today, Steve. I mean, Martial, terribly out of form, didn't create anything for anyone. Bruno got a great goal. He was trying to sling crosses into the box without any success. Beyond that, we've seen Marcus Rashford, who's got more and more tunnel vision to just scoring his own goals and not passing to anybody in a red shirt.
I disagree with that. I thought Marcus in the first half, he was creating. He's crossing, he had crosses, he had chances that he created.
There's so many times I see players pick up the ball and they're playing for themselves. Obviously, he's got great crossing in him. We saw the cross for Cavani. 3 players in front of you, head down, run at him. It don't make sense. And we did that all day today. It was everyone trying to be the hero and no one looking to create chances. I genuinely can't remember a chance for Cavani because there was none.
I don't remember a chance for
Cavani. And if you have 90 minutes against a team sitting back, surely you create one. And we don't. And I just find that baffling. And I get people that say, why are we playing 2 holding midfielders? I know they're looking at it as because they see a 4-2-3-1. But it's because Fred's stinking the joint out and he plays every week.
I don't think Fred's the issue.
I think it's part of the issue in that whenever we try and play through the third, so we try and get the ball through the park, quite often, more often than not, it breaks down when it comes from Fred because he can't play a successful pass. So today, Bruno was going there. Like, all right, this guy can't pass, so I'll go and chill with Bruno. And I'll just go and chill in Fred. And it just seemed like Bruno was going there because Fred was awful. And it took Bruno out of the positions where he's most dangerous in. Look where he gets his goal from. he wasn't there enough because he's accommodating for others outside the box.
I still don't think in a game when you're struggling to create chances like that, you can pin the entire thing on Fred.
I haven't pinned the entire thing. I'm saying it's part of the issue and part of the reason, because you alluded to, like Gary Neville pointing out, a two holding. I agree. When it's Matic Pogba, it isn't two holding.
No.
Because one of them gets forward.
And even with McTominay,
yeah,
not.
McTominay's a
And
box.
McTominay was, prior to that tonight, was on free and fucking free.
Selection, especially in some games where we're going to have 90% of the ball, it doesn't make sense.
Right, and I'll play again the other side of the coin and why it does make sense.
I'm not arguing, I just want to chat in it.
But when you're playing against a team like West Brom, where are you going to live? Where's the ball? Probably on the edge of their third. Fucking Harry Maguire's in the final third. Lindelof's right there on the ball. You've got both the fullbacks into the final third. Every other fucker's in the box. What happens when they get the ball? Because we saw it. What happens when they get the ball? You need someone that's going to have some wheels and get back. Well, Donny wouldn't have done that. It's not in his nature to do that.
But
so
Fred
you do
will
need...
do that. Sorry, McTominay will do that. Sorry.
Right, but sometimes
so
you need another one to do that as well. I don't think he can do it on his own.
That's what I feel, especially in these games.
And you can't waste a sub on Van der Beek. You can't start him knowing you've got to take him off. That's like so mad that you're going to take a player knowing you've got to take him off. The converse can be true, like I'll bring him on, like he did today. And go, I'll bring him on with 30, and I'm glad he did that, whatever he give him, because that is going to get him match rhythm and match time, but you can't waste a substitute on him. And I agree, I think he should have played more, but I don't think you can currently justify starting him. But I think at the same time, if this is what Ollie's saying, he's not saying anything on him, if he's saying he ain't match fit, use the 23s, give him half an hour's, but I'm also not hearing if Donny's busting a gut. I'm not seeing him on a fucking treadmill. I'm not seeing him doing in that extra work.
I think that's...
If that was the only issue, if someone had said to him, like, because I know a couple of lads at Old Trafford and the coaches and that, like, if he's not doing the work, one of them will have said, maybe do a bit of extra work, and that usually gets rewarded.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just sick of this. I just feel this midfield just not helping. And people can talk about the strikers, and Rashford should have done better today. Marshall's been stinking the place out all season. Greenwood maybe could have scored. But whenever we say those things, it's like a one chance. We don't routinely create...
Like, fucking hell, Messi the other week had 12 chances and didn't score. 12 shots.
Like
I don't think we had 12 fucking shots against Southampton.
Missed 5 chances each a game.
Yeah.
Like, Martial had 5 chances and Rashford had 5 chances and...
Yeah, we don't create enough chances.
And
we're not the finished article.
We're not going to if we've got a midfielder who continuously gives the ball away.
Well, I think I've said for a while, once McTominay and Fred become squad players, we'll be there. Like, whoever it is, like, you can throw whatever names you want at it. But until we get that world-class number 6, who, like Bruno, has come in and gone, when I'm fit, I start.
Even when I'm not fit, I start.
When you've got that guy, you'll see them playing 20, 25 games a season and giving that lad a night off, whoever that lad is. But we haven't got that player yet. And I'd argue we definitely need to upgrade at centre-half. We still need someone, because the continually moving Marcus off to the right-hand side is putting 2 players out of form on the pitch. Is it getting to the point now where he goes, this really ain't fucking happening in this final third? Greenwood's coming on, getting 20 minutes and looking decent. But at what point do you go, fuck it? And maybe against Sociedad's the game, where he goes, let's see what this Diallo's all about. You've literally got now to lose.
I would like to see us
and as catastrophic as it feels.
I agree with you in that sense that you either play one or both. It's like, Martial either plays through the middle or he plays on the bench. Or if you're going to play him on the left, that means Rashford's having a day off. Like, you shouldn't be playing him on the left when he's out of form. Because one, we spoke about this before, his appearances are going up, his goals ain't going up. So he's not getting any more confidence out of that. And 2, you're taking Rashford out of his position. And 3, wouldn't it be better if he played, let's say Cavani starts today, you bring him off the bench for the last 15. You've got a striker that's coming on and can potentially change things. So I do agree with that in that sense. I don't think changing Rashford over to the right is helping anyone. But at the same time, it doesn't help himself sometimes. And I feel we've lost that. We had it a lot last season where the link-up play, like, didn't Martial and Rashford break Cole and York's record? Like, some of the goals, Greenwood and Bruno, and I feel that link-up has definitely gone, and I can't... Is it because there was no pre-season? Is it because there's no... Like, I feel like they're just excuses, though, at this point.
Maybe. And that's the thing, is everything's just us fucking guessing and, you know, obviously trying to have a bit of analysis to it, but we don't know. And even if someone tells you, you don't know if it's the truth, and you don't know if their interpretation of it's accurate. It feels catastrophic at the minute. I think we've dropped 11 out of 21 points. It's fucking rubbish. And actually, if we'd have collected all those points, we'd be clear on top of the fucking league, which City are going to have some utter fuck up now to not win this league. But if we'd have said, you know, the greatest Premier League team in history that won the league last year, if we'd be 6 points ahead of them at this time of the season, I think you'd take that.
We could have, though, and should have maybe had almost cemented our top 4 spot in the last couple of weeks.
Probably,
and we
should have,
that.
We should have, and it is probably going to go down to the wire. And I've been saying it all fucking year because I've seen the patterns with the team. Usually, is what happens: the team that ends up in Europa League, they're not a Champions level team, which is why they're in the fucking Europa League. Then they get no pre-season because that Europa League starts like a day after the season finishes. So they end up having a truncated pre-season, and then the fact that they've not had that pre-season and they're not a top quality side, which is why they're in the Europa League in the first place, there's always an absolute collapse at some point in the season. Now, United had the shortest of all of the pre-seasons because we went to the Europa League final, and we were back early doors as well. We had no pre-season compared to anybody else. That's why you saw the likes of the big Aston Villa score against Liverpool. I think that might have been why you saw Tottenham do what they did to us, even Palace. And I think that even though we got over that and we had a very good period over Christmas, and I'm not excusing anything that's happened now because I think all of those results could have gone the opposite way, but I do anticipate an absolute collapse from this team. So that was why you would never see me saying I think 21's coming, because I'm very wary that 4 games, you can be 12 points clear with 4 games and lose the title. And I think that this season, some shit like that could happen. Now, I don't think City will be 12 points clear and lose because they're home and host. But we could go from being very comfortable in second to 5th.
Well, we're already level on points with Leicester now.
Yeah.
So,
but even if we were 12 points clear of Leicester right now, I still wouldn't be like, oh, we're done in the top 4, because you can just drop like that. And that's my worry.
The frustrating thing is, though, this is another game now where we've dropped point to a team that's going to go down. Let's be real.
Mate, we've played all the teams in the bottom 3.
They're going to go down.
Played all in this last month or something. And 2 of them have fucking took points off us.
How does... Because I felt today as well, this is almost becoming McKola and Howson Uncensored, but I don't mind. Might not do a review after this. We'll just have a little debate. That Ollie could have... Maybe not the personnel. Could he have changed? Because today it felt like we made it easy for Sami Ajayi in the defence. Like, we didn't really change the way we play. Like, should he have changed something apart from the personnel? Try and do something? Because it felt like we just kept playing the same way.
It's difficult.
More men were going in the box.
Yeah, it's difficult without different players. That's the problem, is people want to put a lot of emphasis on tactics and this, that, and the other, but the biggest factor in how you play and how successful you are playing is the players. If you've got an absolute belter, like if we had a Berbatov or even a Solskjaer on the bench, it's different. We had a fucking kid in Mason Greenwood as our only goal threat. That's it.
That's why I think as well, Martial, because I think Cavani's obviously ahead of him in the pecking order, should hold bench, because then you've got that striker.
Even Diallo, he's exciting. He's going to run at you.
Well, he was ill today, so that's why he wasn't involved with the first squad today.
Get a grip, lad.
Hopefully he's not the Rona.
It's West Brom. Can I get up for West Brom, man?
Yeah, hopefully he's not the Rona. I mean, we didn't lose. It feels like a defeat because of who it's against. Is there anything in this last few weeks, like you said, the fatigue's caught up with us?
No, I'm not
and
sure
actually,
it is.
they're grinding through results.
I'm
and
not sure
still getting them.
I'm
Maybe
not sure
the
fatigue
last
has
season.
caught up with us, but I just do anticipate that's going to happen at some point in the season. I don't think it has caught up with us yet. I think there's still like a period where we could go a fair few games without picking up a win. I'd rather fuck the Europa League off altogether, but if I'm a player that's not in our 11 at the moment, the likes of your Williams, Tellez, Diallo, even Juan Mata, remember him? Like, if I'm one of them lads at the moment, I'm going, give me a shirt at that Sociedad game. You're not fucking getting it back.
I think you even start Martial through the middle, Donny van der Beek. Yeah. Like, try and get them going again, because this Sociedad side's a good side, but they've lost William Jose. They've lost,
you ain't
what's
gonna,
the other fella's name?
If you win this, no one cares.
Odegaard.
If you win this and come 5th, they'll fucking give you the bullet. So Go for it in the league. That's where the measure of where you are.
We have
as
to
a
finish
club.
second this season, I think. Now, like we have to. Yeah. We have to finish second. Otherwise, it's not being a progressive season.
Yeah. You can. I mean, as much as we all exist to win cups, and football teams should and do exist to win trophies. Unfortunately, the measure of success and the measure of progress is the league. The league table doesn't lie. You can fluke cups. No one's ever fluked a league. Even Leicester didn't fluke the league. They deserve that.
Liverpool fluked it last year.
Apart from them, yeah. So I think if you're going to see where this team's come, you've got to do it in the league. So as much as I'd love us to win the FA Cup and I'd love us to win the Europa League, sadly, it doesn't matter.
Do you feel like this team does need silverware, though? Or
Yeah.
to just... I hate to use these as the example, but I will. So you know that Brendan Rodgers team that he built at Liverpool? We could be them.
Oh, the ones that are racist, that guy.
Yeah. We could be them that didn't win a trophy, fell apart, was never to be seen again. Or we could be Klopp, where
but
they are building something and they win a trophy and then
What trophy did they win?
No, I'm
the
just
Champions League.
No, I know that. I'm not saying we're going to win the Champions League, but I'm on about...
No, but they didn't win a shit trophy on the way.
Progress coming... I know they didn't.
They didn't win a trophy on the way. They just went, boom, Champions
But
League.
you kind of feel like, right, that's there. All right, that's a bit of progress. FA Cup, second place. Next season we win the league.
I still think it'd be measured on the league. And as much as I'd love to say we'll take the FA Cup and I'll take the Europa and we'll come second. That's real progress on all fronts. As greedy and as great as that would be, the reality of the fact is we ain't got the squad to compete with that. We've got a good 11, not a great 11, a good 11 that on its day can probably beat anyone. On its day, maybe apart from City.
Can also be beaten by it.
Yeah, and it can also fucking drop points against anyone as well. That's the problem with it. It's a good 11, not a great 11. Unfortunately, that good 11 is only going to get you so far. And you need a great 11 and a good backup to be able to go and compete on multiple fronts. And as much as I would love to win everything, of course, you've just got to be realistic and say, can we compete on multiple fronts? I don't even know if we can compete on a single front. It's no coincidence Klopp fucks the FA Cup off every single year to do what he's done in the league and the Champions League. No coincidence at all. You need them weekends off every now and then.
There weren't many positives today. I thought maybe Luke Shaw's not performed, like another assist. Good game from him today. We didn't have any defending to do, did he? So this isn't me trying to wind you up, by the way. I'm just genuinely...
I thought he was still a bit rough in defensive positions sometimes.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot to do, though. Do you know what I mean? So
no, and that's the issue. He's got to be switched on when it is.
Because he's taking corners and things now, and he's actually got a good delivery on him, which I didn't expect from him. Like some of his free kicks as well have been strong deliveries, but then there's times where you think there's a pass there. Just I know you can see it, just play it, and you know he doesn't back himself to play it. Like you can see that hesitancy in him. Like
I don't give a fuck what he does going forward because I think he's fine. My issue with him is just massively in. It feels like an attitude thing more than anything else when defending. I don't see him.
Let me clarify that for people at home because I nearly took it that way. And then when you said with defending, he doesn't mean his work rate or his attitude to playing football. You mean just how he defends, how he considers defending. Like it's like Lindelof. It's like
it's a bit passive.
I won't die for this ball. I'll try and get a foul first.
There's a few things, right, and I might start recording up here when we do. When we watch the match up here while you lot are downstairs. One, because Ronaldo's hilarious.
I don't know why we don't just do the watch.
And it's not intentional. But Ronaldo's hilarious. And some of the shit he comes out with needs to be on camera because, honestly, we die up here laughing at him. But there's also things that I can point out while a game's going on that'll make no sense if I try and explain it to you now. But there's a couple of times when the ball's played in and he's just been dragged over to the ball and he's not looked at.
Bastard.
He's not looked at the geezer behind him, who's right behind him. And you think, it was only for a couple of really shit final balls, really, from West Brom, but it's not good positioning. He gets sucked in narrow
Both
as
of our
fuck all the
fullbacks do
time.
that. I don't think just Luke Shaw's guilty of that. And like today, Wan-Bissaka went missing and Lindelof got dragged over. And I went, what the fuck are you doing, Lindelof? And then I thought, wait, that's because Wan-Bissaka's not there. And it's like, you see Maguire covering for Luke Shaw a lot. And he'll go over into a weird position, get caught out, and you'll be like, what the fuck are you doing, Maguire? And then if you actually take it back a few steps,
he got out of fucking jail as well today, Maguire.
Bro, that wasn't a foul, was it?
Well, even if it was, I don't like diving full stop. If you're a forward who dives and you win a penalty, okay. Don't dive as a defender. No.
telling you.
On your life.
I don't understand.
You can't.
In our own box as well. And what if they score? You don't get the foul.
Maguire's a fucking unit.
And plus, you know what I hate? That's what I mean. Lindelof, Maguire, they look for the foul first rather than let me fucking deal with this and then I'll get the foul. Like,
no, fuck the
Lindelof
foul.
may have been fouled for the goal. What did you think about it? Was it a foul on Lindelof? I don't think it cannot be a foul if you got your hands in someone's eyes.
Man, I don't think it was a foul.
But it's like it's a VAR foul. But in the action, it's not a foul because he's just grappling with him.
You see all sorts
and
of shit
if
like that. It's not a foul.
backs into him or does this, there's that doesn't affect it.
No.
Like,
or if Lindelof gets up early and wins the fucking header.
yes. Bro.
Then it's not even an issue.
Is what I was saying.
Now we're not even having was it a foul,
Yeah.
poor little Lindelof? But my issue with Lindelof is, and so there's some stat merchants out there that they look at him. I think he's got like the second highest fucking header.
And he's a beautiful man as well.
completion rate.
So that fools him a bit. He's got pretty privilege.
Right. He's got this weird fucking completion rate for headers. But he wins headers on the halfway line. Right? He wins goal kick headers. I don't give a fuck about those, right? I'm not even sure that's your job, to be honest. That might be McTominay's job, right? But when have you ever seen a cross come in and him go fucking gadoosh?
Yeah.
Oh, never is the answer. More often you see him getting climbed on.
He'll go under the ball and try and, ref, I've been fouled. Give me a foul.
Fuck that noise.
And that's what Maguire did. Instead of Maguire planting his feet and going, get back, you bastard, I'll break your legs.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that,
And how big is he?
he went, let me get a free kick. And the ref went, fuck off, mate. Yeah. And because you know what the refs are thinking at the moment as well?
VAR will
It's
get
United against West Brom. Yeah. Poor little West Brom. I can't give a decision against them. Yeah. Joel worded it really well on the watch along about that. But it's like, refs don't want to give. And it's, I thought it was real poor from Maguire. In the other end, he was involved in an incident. Penalty was given, then overturned. What did you make of that? Was it clear and obvious mistake to be overturned?
Why they didn't look at offside, I don't know, because he was miles off. So it was miles offside and wouldn't have ever been given anyway. But in the sad act, it's not a foul for me, but in the days of VAR, that's a foul.
Yes, and I agree. He was offside, so it shouldn't have been a pen. And I was surprised that they went to the decision.
Yeah, why even look at it? This is the bullshit where the geezer in VAR goes, don't bother looking at whether this is a foul or not. He's about 3 foot offside.
Because me and Joe were having this, Joe was saying, he's not active, so it doesn't matter if he's offside, it can still be a penalty. And I was just saying, bruv, the mere fact he gets fouled in the box means he is active, bro.
Because you're giving a penalty for it. You can't give a penalty for him and say he's not active.
Joe, I hope you're fucking watching this prick.
Listen, Jesus-looking motherfucker. Let's go. Mount.
All right, I wanted to have a chat with this fella for about, how long was that? I'm left on my own now, so I'm not going to do a report today or a review or whatever it's called. So, yeah, I'm still pissed off with that game. Fred, mate, if you're watching, bro, you're not Brazilian. Give your passport back, get a blue British one, because I think you're from Yorkshire. We should only be playing one of McTominay and Fred ever in any one game. Someone get Donny van der Beek fit, please, because if that's the only excuse that's keeping him out of this team, I don't want to hear it anymore. Lindelof, grow some fucking balls, mate. What are you doing? And start creating some chances, please, for the fucking strikers. Martial, one day, score a goal, please, for me, please, because this is getting hard out here now. Rashford, come on, bro. I know you're great. I know you're Superman. I know you're feeding these kids. But feed Cavani a chance once in a while. That might help us out a little bit. And fuck's sake, lads, we've fucked it, ain't we? Anyway, see you in a bit.